we're an independent 501c3 nonprofit organization. We function independently of the town, the county, and the state governments. However, we work in concert with them to promote and achieve approved housing goals and address housing needs. Firstly, we own and operate the Gerald Flynn House, which is the only supervised sober house run by a nonprofit in town, and that is for the chronically homeless dually diagnosed. So dually diagnosed means that they have comorbidity disorders, meaning 2 serious diagnoses that you can not live if you don't take care of. And so mainly those are mental illness and substance abuse. Part of the rule or part of the program to stay at the Flynn House is that you must either return to work, return to school or a job training program, or volunteer in the community. So folks aren't allowed to sit around and watch TV, hang out. Each resident has an ISP. It's an individual service plan, and that addresses whatever issues in the past have barred them from successful independent living in the community. With that program, we collaborate with the Gosmold Treatment Center, a live-in house manager that works with me closely to manage the residents, and then the Falmouth Housing Authority as well assists with the rental assistance when folks first come in. We have 2 other projects going on currently. We have St. Mark's Road, which is on the corner of 761 T-Ticket Highway and St. Mark's Road. That is a vacant 1-acre parcel that the town declared as excess inventory but restricted its use for housing. And so they put out what we call an RFP, but it stands for Request for Proposals. And it was designated primarily for family use. So 3 freestanding homes. We were awarded the contract and we've been working on it now. I think we were awarded it in September of 2012. We're about to close on the property and start construction. There's been some delays. And so St. Mark's should be completed probably in about 10 months. And those houses will all be sold to income-eligible families. They're deed restricted into perpetuity. They're 3-bedroom, 2-bath. 2 of them are standard Cape architecture, and then one is a ranch, and that is what we call visitable. So it's 32 inches wide doorways, a 0-step clearance into the building, and a first-floor bath that a wheelchair could, maneuver in. It's a nice project. It's a small project. That's usually what the Housing Trust does. Our 3rd project is Oddfellows Hall, and that has gotten a fair amount of press. And it's fully permitted. The 2 first-floor units were to be visitable. And so in terms of visitability and explaining that to people, it's not fully ADA compliant, but what it is it allows during the construction stage to create more flexibility when you're trying to house people. And so in Falmouth, as we move into this, next stage where I think our senior population is predicted to make up half the population, it just doesn't make sense to not be creating units that have the flexibility to be accessible. In particular with Oddfellows Hall building, that's an old building. There's pink granite foundation. There's faulty cement slabs and slate porch that needs to be built up anyway. So that's really the time to do that, not after the fact. But the project, the Oddfellows Hall project, is going to include a full solar array on the southwestern section of the roof, facing away from Town Hall, not the one that faces Town Hall. And we will renovate the building utilizing modern materials, but they will look old. So it will, I hope, retain its character and historical nature and sort of placement in the scape, if you will, of Main Street and Town Hall Square. But it will, have triple glazed windows. So in terms of energy use, that's much better. The solar panels will allow for, all our utilities to be paid. So when you're talking about taking an older structure like this building that was built in 1856 and bringing it up to code and changing its use from community use, it was a school, and then it was a dance hall, into housing. All these energy improvements really, really make a huge difference. And so we worked real hard on this project. We have a great project team, many of whom have donated countless hours to work on it. The trust is really little. Our annual budget's $150,000. I'm the only paid staff person, and so we really, fundraise, and we're very careful about our expenses. We also are so excited and appreciative to the Falmouth Walk for being selected as one of their charities again this year. So that's a really neat opportunity. And then we also are part of the Falmouth Road Race Numbers for Nonprofits. So I have a team of 7 people running this year. We have a nice website that I try very hard to keep up to date. It's www.falmouthhousingtrust.org.